Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Extinct Bricks Originals! And for this episode of Extinct Bricks Marine, we will be featuring the LEGO compatible custom Extinct Bricks Originals Helicoprion. But before we go on with the video, I'd like to say thanks to youtube.com audio library for this awesome background music. Please also like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks! You may also follow me on my social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and also here in LYKA, which is only available here in the Philippines but will be global soon. You may also support the channel by not skipping on any of my ads. Thanks everyone for all your support. The Guess PC contest winners will be announced at the end of the video, but first, here is how you can actually join. Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and it will lead you to the Extinct Bricks homepage. There you'll find the community link, just click on it and you'll see all my posts. That's just simply the weirdest jaw I've ever seen on a fish. Well anyways, let's move on with the making of the Helicoprion. At first, I did a kit bashing and I used my previous Styracosaurus here as the body of my Helicoprion. Some other parts would include, of course, wings from the dragon and, of course, the head of the dragon as well. As the shape of the head is really different from that of the shark, I did a few modifications by adding in or stuffing in a few aluminum foil. And then I move on with the sculpting phase. The sculpting phase is a really tricky one because there are some parts wherein I really have to improvise on connecting the parts. And then after that, I moved on with the painting of this one. Initially, it's base coated as gray. And then I went on ahead with a lighter underbelly, underjaw, and also undertail. If there's such a word. Okay, so I'm actually inspired by the colors of the butanding, which are actually large sharks that visit often here in the Philippines. They're also called the whale sharks. They have this gradient color from light to dark towards the end of the tail, and they have these spots of white all around its body. So I think I'm going to do that for this one. So as you can see earlier, I actually started off with a white top on the head, and then it will gradually fade into a bluer color towards the entire body. However, towards the tip of the tail, it will have a darker blue to it, and you'll see that later. And so here is what I'm talking about. The darker blue will be, of course, extended towards the dorsal fin, and it will be carried throughout the entire, actually almost half of the tail. So I actually decided on doing all the solid colors first before I went on ahead with the speckles or the dots on the body. This will actually enable me to, do not miss out on things like other details such as insides of the mouth, teeth, and so on. So among the last touches that I made before I do the speckles on the body would be placing in the eyes as well as the gills for this particular shark. I use a permanent pen for this, it's easier, you know. And here comes the white dots. Well, actually, they're not white. They're more of light blue with a little bit of gray. So I just mix them up and then went on ahead with the dots. So for this one, I use a really fine brush to be able to achieve that the dot system. The dots are not actually same in sizes. They have small dots and also larger dots, you know, just to break it up a little bit. As with the whale shark, they also actually have this small lines in between the dots, and so I also did that with the same color. Aside from those vertical lines, it also has this longitudinal stripes going towards its head, but it actually abruptly discontinues when it reaches the level of the dorsal fin. So I'm doing that as well. And that actually finishes off the figure. I like painting this one. Well, anyways, it is now time for us to move on with the next portion of this video. It's time for us to do some bricks. You can do it and let's bolt in. The Helicoprion figure has 8 parts to it. Let's start on with the head. Let's connect it to the lower jaw. Okay. Let us now connect it to the body. Great! Now let's connect the flippers. It has this joining part to it, so let's connect those. And then let's insert it to the body. Okay. And then the right one. And that's it. Now it's just time for us to connect the tail. And that finishes off the figure. Let's now have a closer look on the Helicoprion. Look, 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 look. And Usher will be the one introducing the Helicoprion to you. He is a weird guy as well, so it's maybe suiting for him to introduce the Helicoprion. I'd say that the Helicoprion is not weird, it's more of unique, much like how Usher is. It is based off from this particular photo. I love how it is being rendered and somehow similar to that of the whale shark. So the main feature of the Helicoprion is the jaw. Now let's have a closer look. So I really love how the paint turned out. It has this gradient from white to light blue to dark blue. So that actually is a refreshing color for me in terms of, you know, comparing it with other marine creatures that I've made so far. And yeah, so I'm really liking how this one looks like. And so the main feature would be the jaw. It's like a round saw or a circular saw. It doesn't have teeth on the upper jaw of the shark. As per articulation, it can actually move its head, twist like so. The flippers can also be twisted. It can move up and down, you know. Very much similar to how I made my other marine creatures. Actually, very similar to how I made my Megalodon, which we will be seeing later in the size comparisons, of course. The tail can move from right to left and it can also be twisted. Okay, so what else? So it also has this stud connector on the bottom part of its body over there, and you can display it any way you like. Okay, so that's it for the LEGO compatible custom Helicoprion. Now it's time for us to have a size comparisons. And for the size comparisons, of course, we will first compare with Usher here, and then afterwards we will be comparing with other marine creatures that I've had so far. Okay, in terms of length, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about 4 minifigures length. Okay, so it's very much similar to how it is actually being depicted in some of the photos like such here. Comparing both, I think the toy here or the figure here is pretty much close to how it is being portrayed in some of the photos. Alright, so let's now have the comparisons. And first, before we move on with my customs, let us compare with some of the existing LEGO, figures that we have here. This is the LEGO shark, okay, and as you can see here, it's very much smaller than that of the Helicoprion, and could easily be one of the praise for this particular giant shark. Okay, another fish figure would be this LEGO sawfish. It actually is very similar to what those Spinosaurus are eating. Actually, it also has this jagged nose to it, except that it's not on the mouth, so it's probably not very much related to that of the Helicoprion. Alright, so let's move on with our extinct creatures here. This is the extinct bricks Dunkleosteus. Now, the Dunkleosteus is a fish, technically, so I wanted it to be compared since the Helicoprion is still part fish, of course, So in terms of size, they're pretty much similar in size, although the head of the Dunkleosteus is definitely bigger, and the tail is much longer. I mean, at least the flippers is much longer than that of the Helicoprion. But nonetheless, they're pretty much the same in size. Okay, so let's just put this back together, and then we can move on with the next comparison. Okay, so the next comparison would definitely be this Extinct Bricks Megalodon. Yeah! So ever since I watched the Meg video from last year, I've been inspired to making actually extinct creatures or extinct shark species, and this is actually one of my first attempts to be doing this kind of articulation on most of my extinct creatures in terms of tail movement, as well as body and head connections. Okay, so the difference would be definitely that the Megalodon is bigger. It also has this studs on the top of its head, and of course it also has this replaceable dorsal fin to it. So other than that, they're pretty much similar in terms of articulation, as well as the number of fins all in all, although the Helicoprion will definitely be very unique in terms of the jaw. Okay, so the Megalodon is actually available in the Extinct Bricks playlist, so please do check it out if you haven't. This is actually one of my favorite creatures that I've done so far in terms of Extinct Bricks Marine. And so I'm bringing back all my fishes for now. I only have 3 for the moment, but please, if you do have any comments or suggestions on what other fishes you'd like to see next, of course extinct fishes, please comment below so that I will be able to read them up. Okay, so passing by would be the Lego fishes. We have the 2 Lego sharks, but now let's have a roll call. This is the Extinct Bricks Megalodon, the Extinct Bricks Dunkleosteus, and of course the star of the show, this is the Extinct Bricks Helicoprion. Look. Wow! It's almost end of the video, so it's time for us to have some last looks on the Helicoprion. The name Helicoprion actually came from the 2 Greek words helikoides, meaning spiry, and POV, meaning saw. Thus is spiral saw. It lived in the Permian to early Triassic period around 280 to 225 million years ago, and is part of the Agassiz-Odontidae family. It can grow up to a length of 40 feet, a weight of 453 kilograms, and can reach up to a speed of 35 miles per hour. Ooh, something's hit the boat. Ah! What's that? It's a Helicoprion! Speed up! And that's it for the video on the Helicoprion. I hope you guys like it as much as I did. It's now time for us to announce the Guess PC contest winners, and we actually have 10 lucky picks. Here they are: Daniel Ponce, Miguel Philip Eisen, Ice Age Baby, Simon Verwage, Baryonic Slim, Shinja Kiat, Shaurya Tiwari, Crazy Beta Channel, Inumaki, and Mikhail Kostyunov. Congratulations everyone, and now for our top 10 winners.
Top 10.
Bradnadu,
Top 9.
Jurassic Bricks,
Top 8.
Red Wolf,
Top 7.
Jackalai 69,
Top 6.
Mr. T-Rex,
Top 5.
Daniel Nordurani,
Top 4.
Irfan Reduan,
Top 3.
The Jurassic World Gang,
Top 2.
Colton Todd, and
Top
Marby Amar. Congratulations everyone, and I'll see you on the next Guess the Species contest. Also, our babies Moira and Asher has their own vlog now, The Adventures of Moira and Asher. Please watch their videos and support their channel as well by subscribing. Thanks everyone, and as we always would say, let your inner Dino Brick roar! Bye!